another mindfulness conversation, one that's going to enrich the minds, bodies, and the spirits. Yeah, I want to speak on the benefit of AI and actually lay out the facts to for us to consider if it's really to the benefit of humankind or is it really to the detriment of humankind. Let's ask that question. Is AI really here to make life harder or is AI here to make life worse? Okay, I'm Yalila Kwam, mindset trainer and mindfulness practitioner. Okay, so it is partly my obligation to dive into the mindsets and the mind states of all human activities, human behaviors, and attitudes. But within doing that, I have to dive also into the mindset of AI and what does it has planned for us, or better yet, what do humans have planned to do with AI? First, let's consider the obvious. We've had AI. We had AI since the 90s, possibly even before. This is where you get your Google from. This is where you got your XGs from. This is where you're getting these search engines from. This is all forms of artificial intelligence. Okay? It is these, it is these it is this foundation of artificial intelligence that gave birth to movies like The Matrix, that gave birth to the idea that AI could even be to a detriment. Okay? All the time we don't consider the benefit or the detriment of something when we are so used to receiving the benefits. Okay? And it is at that time where we should be looking into the negative effects. The negative effects for allowing something to think for us. The negative effects for allowing something to work for us. Okay? Yeah, because AI does indeed come with some benefits, but do the benefits outweigh, or do the negative outweigh the benefits? Do the detriments of AI outweigh the benefits? Right now, we experiencing global heat waves. How is AI participating in this cause to cool people down? We see in we see in China, okay, they're utilizing AI to cool down most of they hottest places. China is using AI to actually cool things down, but that's only the tip of the iceberg. When will AI start playing a part in the eradication of plastic and microplastics? Okay, when will AI begin playing a part in the eradications and cures of these different cancers and different ailments? Okay, it's we in 2026. It's still things that we haven't cured yet. Okay, such as different viruses. Even HSV has not been cured, such as different immune diseases. HIV still hasn't been cured. We mean on a global level. We see it on a holistic level, but on a global level, we still are fighting cancers being the number one unaliver on the earth. Okay, yeah, so it has AI done more damage than it has helped humans. This is what we need to consider. These are the conversations we need to have. These are the real conversations, right? Let me know your opinion in the chat. Let me know how you feel. Okay? Let me know if you feel as though AI has been doing some justice, and if it has been doing some justice, then what is the justice? Let us know the benefits of AI. Okay? Let us know the benefits of AI. Okay? Or if you're aware of the detriments, let us know the detriments. Let us know the negative results of AI, because the way I see it, the more people keep leaning towards ChatGPT for thoughts, leaning towards Gemini, leaning towards these artificial programs, the more we stop utilizing our natural thinking abilities. You know, to solve a lot of problems on Earth, since we were born here, we have natural thinking abilities. okay? And with people leaning towards artificial intelligence, you also lean away from your natural thinking abilities, and you begin to convince yourself that AI can formulate thoughts, that AI can solve programs or problems that haven't already been solved by humans. We speak about how amazing AI is, but AI has yet to produce something that a human did not cannot, did not. Okay? These are just um sophisticated search engines. ChatGPT, Gemini, DeepSeek, all of these different AI programs cannot give you anything, okay, if it wasn't first um sanctioned by the government for you to be able to give it, because they can't go through loopholes and jump over legal matters. That's one. For two, um, they haven't given you anything that you can't just Google. They haven't given you anything that isn't already in a book, that isn't already in existence in reality. Now, some people have like a deifying effect of AI. Some people done deified AI. Okay, some people believe that AI is going to save a lot of things, saving trouble. Just look at the data. Since AI been around, okay, AI done caused AI done caused companies to reconsider their investment in AI. A lot of people haven't got their return back. Some people invested millions, okay, upon millions into artificial programs, helping them to make their workspace and just to make things smoother at their businesses. And in our actuality, a lot of people haven't got their return back. A lot of companies have let go a lot of people and replaced them with artificial intelligence without getting their return back. A lot of people lost their jobs to artificial intelligence, and these businesses have not seen their return. Okay, so yeah, artificial intelligence has us doing. Excuse me. Let me go ahead and get it right, because we're gonna be outside. We're gonna be doing the authentic thing. We're gonna be outside. We could have did this. I could have had a conversation with you in the inside, under some central air, blowing cold, with the thick robe on. Right? But is that realistic? Is that reality? No, the reality is it's about 99 at 10 a.m. The reality is we need to feel his heat. You see, artificial intelligence has us leaning away from official intelligence. Artificial intelligence has us leaning away from authentic living. Instead of forming relationships, a lot of people have artificial relationships that are also artificially intelligent. Okay? A lot of us are keeping relationships online better than we are keeping in person. I'm going to say that again. A lot of us are keeping relationships online better than we are keeping in person. A lot of people got better relationships with their robots, better relationships with their phones, better relationships with their DMs than they have with people in their lives. So is AI really become a benefit or the detriment of the human evolution? Are we talking more, or are we more introverted? Are we thinking more, or are we leaning on ChatGPT that is forming thoughts from thoughts that were already here? You see, because it's propaganda to convince you that AI can create thoughts, that it can become sentient, that it can form an equation or a pattern that isn't yet here. I want us to understand AI is only repeating what is already here. AI can only reiterate what is already here. Okay? It cannot form thoughts. It has not developed a sentient nature. And I'm not saying that it won't. I'm saying thus far it has not. Nor has it developed the ability to solve problems that are actually plaguing the humankind. Problems like microplastics, problems like extreme weather, problems like eradicating cancer, eradicating immune diseases, eradicating viruses, okay? True things that are actually plaguing the earth, okay? AI hasn't come in to make these things better. AI is making it easier for you to do nothing. AI is making people lazier, in my opinion. Yes, in my opinion, that you don't have to get out and speak to people. You don't have to get out and speak to people. You don't have to practice social skills. You don't have to practice mating skills, but you can continuously build up your social ebonics with the robot. You know how many people can't talk online? They start going into comments saying anything. You know how many people can't talk online? They start going into people DMs saying anything, letting the world know that you haven't been outside nor have you been talking to people. You know how hard it is for people to actually be their authentic self online, okay? But because to do that, you're gonna have to have a good relationship with the outside world. Okay, you're gonna have to have a good relationship with the outside world, and the world can tell. The people that gravitate towards authentic creators, it's because they can sense that they're authentic. People know originality. Nothing is new under the sun. Is the AI making people worse or better? Yeah, we keep speaking on the future and AI, but is this a good thing? And if it is a good thing, what good thing is coming from it? Somebody in the chat said our future girlfriends may be AI. No, I think your future girlfriend may be an AI, but this isn't the case for everyone. Some people much more rather have their sense of humanity. Everybody not afraid to have their heart broken, and everybody not walking around with a misery love company vibration, trying to avoid being adults, trying to avoid natural occurrences in life like heartbreak, like negative. See, it's this trying to avoid that has people sedated, that has people trying to sedate their emotions, that have people trying to over medicate. It's this trying to avoid that has people living in the corners of their mind, afraid to experience life. Yeah, somebody in the chat said the future of AI may be, the future girlfriends may be AI because AI didn't break my heart. How mature will we not practice? How mature won't we be? I'm gonna say it again. Somebody in the chat said the future girlfriends may be AI because AI did not break their hearts. Okay, how emotionally immature can we be? Yeah. How long will we go without healing ourselves and admitting that there is a problem if we much more rather subscribe to a computer, if we much more rather subscribe to artificial life than to official life? Because if a person want to deal with artificial relationships, they also don't mind dealing with artificial food. They also don't mind having artificial conversations. They also don't mind doing artificial things in life. I'm gonna say it again. If a person don't mind building artificial relationships, they don't mind artificial food. They don't mind having an artificial life. They don't mind life being less authentic. They don't mind having artificial weather. They don't mind having artificial animals. They don't mind having an artificial experience on this thing we call life. And then what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Something supernatural is going to happen because something unnatural is going to happen because people are hyper depressed and they are spreading this negative energy. People are hyper depressed because of one instant in your life didn't go the way that you wanted it to go. Not only are people hyper depressed, but it's also bringing you to a sense of narcissism because you want to control life. Okay, and you want it to move according to the way you want it to move. You want life to bend to the way you want it to bend, and this is artificial. This is an artificial relationship with life. Life don't bend to your will. Life, you're sharing life. And life isn't over when somebody decides that you're over. Okay? But you don't have a realistic point of view. You won't have a realistic perspective, okay? Because you're not practicing real emotions. You're not practicing doing what is natural. Okay? AI is not here to do anything for you but make your life easier. And making your life easier is making your life worse. Making your life easier is making your life worse. Look at how people are trying to dumb things down. Okay, this is why flip phones are popular now. People are practicing using dumb phones than smartphones. That cat phone sold more okay than a lot of iPhones. They're not telling you that. Look how many people trying to live off the grid and get back into nature. Look how many people, yeah, trying to actually do things that are less technological. Look how many people are taking digital fast and digital hiatus. A lot of people erased their Instagrams and TikToks. A lot of people are fighting to be human. Them people have authentic blood in them. Okay, some of us are still carrying authentic blood. It doesn't matter what you look like on the outside. Some of us are still carrying authentic intelligence, original intelligence, that of original man and of original woman. Some of us are still carrying authentic intelligence. So we much more rather have authentic conversations. We much more rather have authentic relationships and an authentic experience in life. Ashe? Ashe? So I know the propaganda been taught. You've been marketed AI, and the marketing says that AI is here to make things better. Where has AI made anything better? Even if you can drive yourself, is that making it better or that making you lazier? Where is AI making things better? Do they mean lazier when they say better? Where is AI making the world great? Where's AI making things better? The medical field haven't seen any major improvements. We still fighting the same diseases we've been fighting in the last 100 years. Where's the cure for influenza? The flu. People still get the flu every year. Where is the eradication of these lifelong viruses? Yeah, people still suffering from the same viruses. Where has AI made any major contribution to the health field? And I say the health field because if it's calculating, if it's adding, if it's giving pluses and minuses, why wouldn't we apply that to science? Why wouldn't we apply that to health? We've been using chat GBTs. We've been using Gemini. We've been using Grok. We've been using DeepSeek to do nothing but help us formulate the same thoughts that were already here. Something the library has already done for you. The library already done with these AI programs are trying to do. They just trying to convince you that they're doing it in a more efficient way. Okay? So I ask you, is AI making life better or is AI making worse? And if AI is making life better, you go ahead and put in the comments how it's making life better. We just want to see. Those of us that standing with authentic life, original intelligence, we just want to see. We just want to know, how is it making things better? Are you better with your scheduling? Are you better with your relationships? Are you better with your meal prepping? Are you better with your calculations? Because from what I see, the calculations been difficult. A lot of people done ask AI, what do I have to do to be what do I have to do to be a wealthier person? What do I have to do, yeah, to make sure I'm making more monetary assets? What do I have to do to be a better investor? What do I have to do? But we don't see the results, do we? We don't see the results. Where's all these richer people at? Yup. Where's all these richer investors at? We don't see this. So where's AI? Where's AI working and when is it not? Okay, I'm seeing AI. I see AI just as a calculator. Yeah, a calculator. That's it. Just as a fancy calculator that can talk back to you. Okay. If AI was making any major improvements, where do we see it at? Society isn't making any major improvements. We still introverted. If AI was for the benefit of mankind, AI should be there would be programs created to bring people together, not take people apart. Okay? Somebody said AI is going to be the future girlfriends. Look at where their mind is going. They already given up on life and given up on natural women because they haven't built up the security needed to go out and mate, to go out and speak to someone. They haven't built up the security. They upset. These same individuals will also have excuses speaking on how women are, how mean they are, and how this, okay? Not wanting to adapt or adjust to where people are today and what's needed today. Could it be that whatever is still authentic needs an authentic approach? Could it be that original intelligence still requires an original relationship, an original conversation could it be? And could it be that you can be approaching these women with something artificial, even if it's just your insecurity? Could that insecurity be artificial intelligence, something you formulated in your own mind? She never said or made you feel a certain type of way. You may not even know this person. Are you forming this from the propaganda you receiving from social media, from your news sites, from your outlets, from your YouTubes? Where are you forming this information? And is it official or is it artificial? Can it weigh next to original experiences, authentic relationships? Okay? Or the women forming ideas and opinions about men based off of things that they've experienced in real time, or based off of what they've experienced in the past? And could it be a propaganda? A propaganda, okay, that's taking advantage of your negative relationships, okay, and forcing you into the corners of your mind that, okay, that is overusing your ego to the point you are hyper fixated on your insecurities, you hyper fixated on your anxieties, and you telling yourself what some people have told themselves: I won't be hurt again, and I won't be hurt the same way. Is AI benefiting mankind? I ask you to consider this, okay? Consider this within yourself, consider this within your life. And if AI was this beneficial, why are people living off the grid? Why are people practicing these digital detoxes? Why are people trying to formulate authentic relationships more than they are trying to formulate unauthentic relationships? Okay. Nevertheless, I want to thank you for joining me. Yes, let's stay on this side of life, fighting for life. Okay. Let's stay enriching ourselves. Let's stay rich. Okay. Mentally, spiritually, and physically. And y'all remember the slogan: we finna